The fact is, after living in this travel trailer for 2 years, we can very confidently say that it is not the rig for us and the lifestyle that we want to lead. It's really wild to think that after 2.5 years in this rig, we will probably never be on the road with it again. When we left our job in Idaho, we did not know that we would be coming back to Texas with a new rig. If you watched my last video, then you already know that we ended up leaving Idaho a little bit earlier than we had originally planned. And as those last couple of weeks wound down, it really felt like Idaho was bound and determined to leave one final lasting impression on us. Those mountain grades are no joke, and as it turned out, my electronic fan just could not bring in enough air to keep my engine cool. And so we ended up investing in some parts and taking the time to stop what we were doing and install them. And as it turns out, I'm really glad that we made that decision. We just got on the freeway, and within minutes of getting moving, I heard the fan start up under the hood, and it sounds like there's a jet engine under here with how much air it is moving. It is such a good sound. I feel a lot better about everything now, knowing that we might actually be able to make it up the grades that we're going to be going up and down without needing to worry about my truck overheating, because it just cannot cool itself well enough. So as we left Idaho, we had somewhere very important that we needed to be and miles to go before we could get there. So having a reliable vehicle was of the utmost importance. And even though you probably already have a really good idea of where we were going and what was about to happen, and even though I know it because I lived it, even reliving it a second time by watching this footage is still absolutely insane to me. I cannot believe that we decided to do this, and honestly, it kind of gives me full body chills. This is obviously the story of how we bought our new home, a 1997 Bigfoot cab-over camper. This event also happened to coincide with me seeing my first moose in the wild, which was really special, and with Stuart and I making some absolutely incredible new friends that are definitely going to be in our lives for years to come. So to say that this was a banner red letter day would be a huge understatement. After living in our travel trailer for almost 3 years, I think Stuart and I are definitely ready to roll up our sleeves and take on our next project, and this one has our names written all over it. The biggest question that our families had for us whenever we told them about our new purchase was how we were going to get everything back to Texas. And we were probably a little bit crazy for this, but it's only crazy if it doesn't work, right?
Whoa. Give me an inch backwards. Inch backwards. Inch more. Inch more. Stop. Put it in drive. Alright, hang tight right there.
We basically decided to just haul everything back to Texas in one fell swoop, which is absolutely crazy because it was a ton of weight on my truck, but it worked, and it worked really, really well, better than we even could have imagined. I think this experience is a really good example of how people say that when something is meant to be, you won't have to try to force it into existence, it will just happen naturally. And that definitely applies to this situation, and that this is the 100% right decision for us. It might not be the right decision for everyone, but it's definitely the right decision for us, and I'm so happy that we made it. So our plans have fluctuated and changed a lot over the last few weeks as we've tried to stay flexible and adjust to how things have played out. Because when we left our job in Idaho, we did not know that we would be coming back to Texas with a new rig, but that's just kind of the way everything played out, and it ended up working out really, really well. It's still hard to believe that we hauled everything back to Texas in one go, but really that's just a testament to my truck and how capable it is. So here's just a quick rapid fire itinerary of what our plan is now. We are getting the Bigfoot ready to go so that we can go up to Indiana to visit my family. We're going to be leaving our old rig here, and when we get back from seeing my family around the end of this coming month, we'll be getting this ready to sell, and we think we already have a buyer lined up, which is really, really wild. But that means that this coming week is going to be focused really heavily on just getting the Bigfoot ready to go. There isn't a lot that we need to do, but there are a few things that we want to do, like installing max air fans and getting our belongings moved over, the ones that we'll need for the trip, so on and so forth. It's really wild to think that after 2.5 years in this rig, we will probably never be on the road with it again, and it's a little bittersweet, but I think we're both ready for a change, and the Bigfoot feels like the right change for us. I know that some of you are probably thinking that this all seems really, really sudden and like something that we just did on a whim. But the reality is, it's the result of a conversation that we've been having since last winter. The fact is, after living in this travel trailer for 2 years, we can very confidently say that it is not the rig for us and the lifestyle that we want to lead. It comes with some limitations because it is so big, and it is also a travel trailer, which doesn't mean a whole lot if you don't know a lot about RVs, but RVs in general are just usually not constructed very well. They're very susceptible to the elements, and you are always worrying about things like water getting in and damaging something, or because the trailer is so big, something getting damaged on it when you're trying to park or drive and then not being able to find the part to replace it. There's been a lot that has happened behind the scenes that hasn't made it into any video that has caused a lot of frustration and stress, and it has been because of this rig, which is not to downplay any of the good things that we've had. I mean, this has been a home for us for the last 2.5 years, and we've made some incredible memories and taken it around the country twice. But when it's time to make a change, it's time to make a change, and this felt like the right time to do something like this. And because we were in the Pacific Northwest, in a part of the country where fiberglass slide-ins are really, really popular, we started shopping around and we ended up finding the one that we bought. And we're really, really excited about it because in so many ways, even though we are downsizing, it is going to be such a huge improvement on our quality of life. So let me start with the bad.
Folks, I do make tools for this,
Uh-oh, I didn't catch.
but from time to time you don't have those. You're gonna have to pull.
You gotta push.
You gotta pull.
Push.
You gotta pull.
We did it. I think at this point there is just one final thing that needs to be done.